Whoever wins tomorrow night's game versus the Red Sox puts them that much closer to winning the World Series. The Red Sox haven't won a World Series since 2007. At the Green Monster here in Fenway, I'm Chad Boyle, WEBN News. I'm Chad Boyle, and I'm here on the red carpet at the 83rd Annual Academy Awards. No one knows for sure who will walk away with Oscar this evening, but film critic Ben Lyons has an idea. The social network is based on the inception of Facebook, which took place right here on Harvard's campus. In 2003, the socially awkward Mark Zuckerberg founded the site, and he is now the world's fastest self-made billionaire. It's a tight race for the governor's seat here in Massachusetts between Democratic incumbent Deval Patrick and Republican rival Charlie Baker. The polls close tonight at 8 o'clock. At the State House, I'm Chad Boyle, WEBN News. Britain's royal family has a new princess. After months of media speculation, Prince William confirmed his engagement to Kate Middleton. The couple publicly appeared for the first time after their engagement. They dated for 8 years. During that time, they had broken up twice.
We bundle up stuff, and every once a week, we'll go to a common spot, and we'll have dug up some things of our garden that we needed to get rid of, to make space for the new stuff, and we trade. And it's great. It doesn't cost you anything.
Carla Skinder says the exhibits at the Boston Flower and Garden Show give her inspiration for what she can do to her own garden. In times of recession, she trades plants with friends from garden to garden. Saturday's Boston Flower and Garden Show featured a bevy of flowers and plants from all over New England. Landscaping is a billion-dollar-a-year industry in New England alone. Landscaper Eddie Jamison has noticed people are spending more money in their backyards.
We see in recessions that the landscape business usually does pretty good because people stay home and they start spending money in their yard because they can't afford to, take the big vacation.
From bonsais to bathtubs, this flower show was quite the spectacle. Landscaper Bridget Cahill says in times of recession, the garden is a place where you can be happy and have fun.
I think more of us have to spend time using what we have, enjoying what we have, to include the gardens, and that's a happy, fun thing. And you don't have to know what you're doing to be able to establish and work a garden of your own.
The show will be running through Sunday, but for all you gardening fanatics out there, head down to Rhode Island. The Newport Flower Show will be taking place at the end of June. At the World Trade Center in Boston, I'm Chad Boyle, WEBN News. Most professional lacrosse players hold at least 2 jobs. The Boston Blazers are no different. On the weekends, they travel across the country and battle it out with sticks. During the week, they go home and work 9 to 5. Blazers defenseman Matt Abbott wishes lacrosse could be a full-time job.
We've been referred to as weekend warriors because, we got our regular jobs during the week, come here on the weekends, and we're professional lacrosse players.
Tonight, the Blazers and the Washington Stealth played a game of sticks and stones until the last quarter when captain Dan Dawson scored the winning 2 goals. The Blazers beat the Stealth 11-9.
We focus on 3 things as a team, and that's we want to outwork, we want to out-execute and outsmart teams, and when we do that, we can compete every night.
The MVPs of the night were Brandon Teenhouse and Dan Dawson, who scored 3 goals apiece, and Gary Bining, who scored 2. Before this, the Stealth had the best record in the league at 6-2. Brandon Teenhouse was motivated to outwork his opponents.
It's motivation. They're apparently the best team in the league, so we go in there knowing that we're going to have to outwork them and probably play better than them to win because they are a good team.
Offenseman Gary Bining is optimistic about the future of lacrosse. He hopes that one day players could turn this profession into a full-time job.
I don't think players our age are going to be able to get rich off the sport, but definitely, our kids, we're hoping that they can make a living just playing the sport, not having to have the side jobs.
Right now, the Blazers stand at 5-4, putting them closer to the championship game. They'll be home March 13th, squaring off against the Buffalo Bandits. At the TD Garden in Boston, I'm Chad Boyle, WEBN News. Each year, scenic designer Dina D'Angelo's team can be seen giving Oscar a fresh coat of paint. Her team can be seen working around the clock here on the red carpet.
It's quite a process. We refurbish them in the fall, and then we spend a week here making everything look beautiful. Well, we do repairs on anything that's a nick, and then we do probably about 4 to 6 coats of paint.
Usually it takes D'Angelo 2 weeks in the fall and then the week right before the ceremony to get everything looking just right. She doesn't just paint the Oscars on the red carpet. Her and her team are also responsible for the bandstands and other signs around the red carpet.
It's anything on here that's a scenic element. Like the other day I was under that big round sign over there doing all the painting on that.
D'Angelo has been doing this for 10 years. When she's not painting Oscars, She can be seen painting SAG Awards as well as helping out at Miss Universe pageants around the world. Up until the day of the show, the Oscar statues seem to get more attention than the stars. Remember the game of soccer? A pastime spent kicking the ball around with elementary school friends? Kristen Lilly is a Boston Breakers midfielder and an Olympic gold medalist. When she was 6, she started playing soccer with her brother. Now she loves being a role model for young girls.
It's great. It's a great opportunity to be a role model for them to see that they one day could do this if they wanted to. And it's something that I've grown to love.
Boston Breakers goalie Ashley Phillips says young girls can look up to the Boston Breakers as role models to get fit and stay active. She says it's important for young girls to be able to balance junk food with being able to run around outside.
I think activity's huge. I mean, if they're going to eat the junk food but still, run around and have fun, the junk food's not going to affect them as much. Obviously, we don't want them to either, But if we can get young kids out, soccer especially, it's so much running, but it's fun. They're chasing a ball.
Lilly says computers and video games are keeping kids indoors and away from staying fit.
There is an obesity issue, so it's very important for kids to get outside. With all the video games and computers now, I think they spend a lot more time inside. So to get outside at least a half hour to an hour a day, exercising, I think is extremely important.
Next weekend, the Boston Breakers will be playing the St. Louis Athletica, and the following weekend will be another home game versus the Chicago Red Stars. At Harvard, I'm Chad Boyle, WEBN News.
I needed a haircut, first of all, and then also it's just a great cause. I mean, helping out Starlight New England, little kids that are terminally ill or have cancer. So I figured it'd be a good idea to just come down here and get my head shaved to help out with the kids.
Colin Peters put himself in the place of a child who has cancer. He did this by buzzing his head. Buzzing for Change partnered with the Starlight Foundation to raise money for children with terminally ill cancer.
Starlight children love it when other people mobilize to help them because they understand them, and it's almost like sending a, we're thinking of you card.
The money raises funds to send terminally ill children on day trips as a way to cope with the fear and isolation of being alone. Hairstylist Kate Walsh was inspired by a little boy who had terminal cancer. She volunteered her time the best way she knows how, with cutting hair.
Son had broken his arm, and we were in Children's Hospital for New Year's Eve, and that was an elective surgery, but there was a little boy beside us that was 8 years old. He was diagnosed, he had lymphoma, and he was sent over from Dana-Farber to have his spleen removed at Children's. So it was just very touching to my son and I, and we just thought if we could give a few hours back and donate something.
Jonathan Pardo hadn't cut his hair in 3 years. He said he needed a change in his life and didn't want to look like a caveman anymore.
This is for a good cause, like at least I'm donating them for Locks of Love, so that's awesome.
Locks of Love is an organization that provides wigs to children suffering from cancer. Buzzing for Change looked to raise around $1,500. In Boston, I'm Chad Boyle, WEBN News.